What's up, everybody? It's me, Mopar Matt, coming to you from the studio. I'm going to show you a video of how I do, or should I say how I make, custom axles for all my castings and customs. First off, I have here in front of me, as you now see in the camera, my steel base plate for the brass rod. It's just a simple strip of, let me zoom in here for you real quick. It's just a simple, like, 1/8-inch steel strip on an old piece of wood from when I built the first display rack. Zoom back out. There you see the whole thing. I mean, it's way over length for what I need, but it works, as you're about to see. So, and if you wonder why my hand is coming from the top of the picture, it's because the camera is backwards. So I have room to work between the stands, the legs of the stand. Now, the tools that I choose to use are a 1/8 inch, there it is, a 1/8 inch punch like this. Found this at a flea market for like $1. I use 2 pairs of cutting pliers. The red one here is duller, and you'll see why I use the dull one. The orange handled ones are a lot sharper, and you'll see their use in a few moments. And last but not least is a Harbor Freight mini ball peen hammer. Works wonders, you guys will see. Of course, you got the brass rod. I just picked a random plastic wheelbase for demonstration purposes, and 2 random loose regular plastic wheels, so I didn't potentially ruin a set of real riders. And here's where the fun begins. I first take this one wheel. Now, I know a lot of other people have made videos like this, but I felt like doing one so I could show the steps that I use. Not to even remotely imply that anyone else's procedures are wrong or such. First off, of course, brass rod through the wheel. I then take the second wheel and, oh wait, I did it off camera, sorry. Slide that on the metal rod so that the wheels look like that. I then take, this metal rod, and I pull it taut to where the wheels are very tight against the plastic base. Sorry for the camera, guys. And you'll notice my thumb, I hold down there, remove the base, slide the wheel down. I then take the much more duller pair of pliers, and just like this, put a slight indentation in the metal rod, which I don't know if I can get it on film. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Hold on, guys. There, right, oh come on, it was right there. Right there, you can see that little black line. That's the indentation I put in the brass rod. I then take the piece of plate steel, and for this next part, I'm sorry, but it's going to move the camera a little bit. I take my indentation and I put my punch at the edge of that indentation. I hope you guys can, basically, I'll be putting the punch like right about there, right on the edge of the indentation. And then I just hammer away, and I do have to apologize because the camera's about to shake. And I don't know if you can, you see how the rod has bent a little? That's because the area where the bend is has flattened out, as can be seen here with the wheel not being able to move. Now, as with every time I do this, you can see a gap there. And it's usually, when I do this, around 1 full punch width wide. So what I then do is I take this, the wheel and everything on the edge of the piece of steel, flatten the rod back out, and I will then move my punch 1 width in. Let me see if I can get this zoomed in a little better for you guys. There you can see that shiny flat spot. And I will take the punch and move it right to that point. 1 punch width in from where this previous notch is. Now, with trying to hold the punch perfectly in place, perfect. As you can see, there is now, hold on, as you can see, there is now 2 shiny flat spots, and once again, the rod has bent out of shape. So I then take my plastic base and I mock the wheels up. And this time I got good and lucky because it is an absolutely perfectly taut, perfectly tight fit against the chassis, which will still let the wheels spin because there's just enough play. So I then slide the wheel out of the way, flatten this out again, and I then take my sharper orange handled pliers. I hope that the color orange shows through because they are orange. And right on, now I gotta, right on the innermost edge, which is just past where those pliers are in that shot, just past this edge of the pliers is the innermost flattened edge. What I do is position it just like so, so I just barely lose sight of that flattened edge, and snap the axle off. And as you'll be able to see, the wheels cooperate. Got a perfectly flat section there. and a perfectly flat, widened section at the other end. I then take, once again, the plastic casting base, drop the axle in. I then take my punch, and of course, as many of you people know, you got the 3 little plastic tabs right around where that punch is. I very carefully, cradling the base, just like this, and using the punch, as you can see here, fold those plastic things down. So, there you go. Now, when I go to push up on the axle, it doesn't go anywhere, of course. But the wheels can still turn because there's just enough play in there to let them free spin. And that is how I do my axle work for custom or stuff like that. So, thank you very much for watching. One last step is, as you'll probably notice right there, I still have those flattened sections at the end of the brass rod. So, I do just like I did with the axle. I line it up to where I just lose sight of the flattened edge, and voila! And once again, nice little flattened section at the end that's just wide enough to keep a wheel from coming off. And that's my method of making custom axles. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is me, Mopar Matt, coming to you from the studio. I hope to see all of you later. Peace out.